I'd like to invite up my friend Kevin Humphrey. Go home.
Before I introduce our student, I again want to thank our sponsors, our dignitaries, but I especially want to thank the Vista Chamber of Commerce, Rachel, Kent, Kathy, your team. You do an amazing job here. This is why we do what we do, and getting rid of this. So big round of applause. 6 years of this is my 6th year of having the opportunity to be able to do this. I really need to share this opportunity with other teacher leaders at my school, but I won't, because it's this is such an amazing event. So I'm not going to let go yet. Especially today, this is a special day for Vicky, who I'm going to call up here in a second, and her family and her teacher. But it's a special day, selfishly for me. I've known Vicky since she's in 6th grade. I've sat in meetings before she started school, and I've seen her grow. And it's been an amazing path forward for this young lady. She's a high academic performer, and she's taken a whole bunch of IB classes, but that's probably the least important thing about her. What's most important about her is her bravery. I don't know how many times she's been in my office or sent me an email that makes me initially cringe, because it's going to potentially make life more difficult, but it's not easy to send those types of things to somebody who's a leader at your school. She wants to push, and she wants to make Guajome better. She wants to push, she wants to make her fellow students better. She wants to make this world a better place, and she's doing it. And it's such a great compliment. It's the epitome of what a rising star is. I'm so excited for her to be able to share her story with you. I'd like to bring up Vicky, her family, and her teacher, Ms. Gillette. Come on over.
I'll have to squeeze in here. All right. All right. Hi. Anyway, I'm Vicky. So, so Mr. Humphrey said this is my amazing history teacher, Ms. Alice Gillette. Unfortunately, sadly, I don't have her this year, but I got to have her for 10th grade world history and 11th grade IB history. So that was awesome. And so I feel like most kids feel like they're lucky when they have 2 parents, like a mom and a dad who love them. Well, I have 4, so I'm super lucky. And also, really quickly before I forget, I do want to also, sure it sounds like a broken record, but I'd like to thank the chamber and the sponsors and everybody here, because this is just an awesome event. And so I was thinking about what I wanted to share, and so I guess I'll share with you is, so when I was born, I was really light. I was barely like 5 pounds, and my skin was really yellowish, and doctors, they diagnosed me with Turner syndrome soon after that. And so what Turner syndrome is, it's basically when the second X sex chromosome is missing in a female's genetic makeup. And so what that means for me is that I go to the cardiologist every couple of years, and I get an echocardiogram, because I was born with multiple ventricular septal defects, which are like literally holes in the heart. And I also have some problems with my ears and my eyes, but I'm actually pretty lucky for girls with Turner's. Some of them have issues with subjects like math, which I don't, gladly. And yeah, the biggest thing is, I don't know if you can tell, but for most girls with Turner's, the only way you can really tell we're different is that we're a lot shorter than most of the people around us. Sometimes I'm even shorter than some of my peers who were like 3 or more years younger than I am. And I guess the reason I'm telling you all this is because Turner syndrome is something that only affects every 1 in 2,000 or 2,500 girls. And what that means is that even I didn't meet someone else with Turner syndrome until about 7 months ago. So what that means is that if I don't tell you, you probably wouldn't even know we exist. So that's what I want to talk about today. And yeah, but kind of also what I wanted to impart on you is, so even if you've known someone like for years, there may be something about them that you don't know. And for that reason only, even for just that little reason, they deserve some kind of compassion or kindness every single time that you see them, because some people you only with for like a short day, you see short time, you see them in the halls, or you see them in class for a few minutes, or you work on a project. So just show them some kindness and give a friendly hello and wave every time you see them, because that's the least you can do. You don't know what they're going through, and this kind of ideal of compassion and kindness is kind of why I want to pursue career journalism, because there's so much like partisan and political like bickering going on, and if I can make one person like see something different, or think of something a different way with the words that I write, then like there's no other job I'd rather have. So yeah, and I guess the last thing I'd kind of like to leave you with today, just to think about, is there's a quote from J.M. Barrie. I found it in the book Wonder, that's quoted by Lawrence Tishman, but it says, "Shall we make a new rule of life from tonight," or I guess this morning in our case, always try to be a little kinder than is necessary. Anyway, thank you.
Hi, I'm Allison Gillette, and as Vicki has stated, I was her history teacher for 2 years, which is amazing because if you know Vicki, she's the go-to person for all things current events and political. She has so many times explained the breakdown of a political system or our government to the rest of the students in the class as we're learning history. So it's been lovely to have her in class. And she, like Mr. Humphrey said, she's just involved in so much. She's the executive treasurer of ASB for school. She's involved in academic team. I'm sure there's other things, but I know you're also very involved outside of the school too. So she's a busy girl. In fact, I just want to share this, and I'm sorry if it's embarrassing. One thing about Vicki is that if you look at her computer, her browser, she has about 40 tabs open at once. It really would stress me out, but it works for her because she always gets everything done and she does everything very well.
It's the only way I remember things.
Yeah, but I would look, and they're about 1 millimeter thick too because there's so many. But I think that just goes to show you how much she is doing on a daily or weekly basis. There's just 2 stories I wanted to quickly share about Vicki. There's so many that I wanted to share. One of them is a speech that she gave to the school about 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. After the Parkland shooting, some students at Guajome wanted to give speeches to the student body, to the Guajome student body, and there were maybe 5 or 6 speeches, and Vicki got up there, barely being seen behind the podium in front of hundreds of peers and teachers, and she gave this inspirational and passionate speech about the change that she wanted to see. And I didn't tell her this, oh my god, I'm gonna get emotional, but I brought tears to my eyes, and now thinking about it is happening again. It was just such a beautiful moment to see her up there, so energetic, and just sharing her thoughts and views to the school, so it was really special. And then the other thing is, last year Vicki did start a civic action club at school to get some students registered to vote, but also I went on the flyer last night that she made. She gave reasons of why students should join the club, and it was to just develop a closer community at Guajome, and to get people, or to make people more open-minded. And I think that we as teachers, we talk to students about what they want to do in the future and the change they want to make. And what's so beautiful about Vicki is that every week or every day she's just working right now to make the world a better place and to make the Guajome community better, as well as, I'm sure, Southern California, the whole country. I don't know what you've taken on yet, but I'm sure. But it's just such a wonderful thing to see a 16 or 17-year-old, I think 16, right? November's your birthday? Yeah, almost summer, yeah. Just really trying to make change right now. So congratulations, Vicki. Vicki's very well deserved.
So I just had to try out this microphone. I'm Vicki's mom, very proud mom, and the main thing that I wanted to say about Vicki is that I am inspired by her honesty. She's very, very honest, and it's always inspired me. I really can't think of, most people, most children, they go through a period where they test boundaries. They tell a lie. Let's see if I can get away with it. I can't think of a lie that Vicky's ever told. And she is just a very honest soul. And I think that's going to serve her well in whatever path she chooses.
Oh. I'm a dad. Walter Cronkite and Barbara Walters were voices of my childhood. When Vicky was a child, she said, "Dad, I know what I want to do with my life. I want to figure out how to get paid to argue for a living. I want to professionally argue." And it was a great conversation. And as we've gone through politics and we've looked at the different paths of law school and what she wants to do, my vision of her being a journalist and the things that she's going to have to say, if you remember something about Victoria DeVito, is that she is going to be the voice of her generation. She will hold us accountable. She will keep us informed. She will fill the holes in our hearts.